Hey everybody, welcome to some more Let's Stream Payday 2 with your host as always, Mah-Dry-Bread. I've got special guest co-host Mandy with me today.
Hello.
And this is my first time streaming Payday 2 with the new OBS multi-studio, so hopefully there won't be any technical issues. I think we've solved all the weird little oddities. But I'll let you know on screen on YouTube if there was any hassle I had to do in post to get this to hit YouTube and not be glitched the fuck out. And you probably just saw text fly on your screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Hitbox, though, live, then you're probably going to be playing the video game with me. So, right, I completely forgot I have to go appear online now so that you guys can join in and play the video game with me. Yeah, they're all yelling at me in the chat now. So, as always, how the rules work is just add me on Steam, link in the description both on Hitbox and on Twitter. All you do is you add me on Steam, and then you can play Payday 2 with me whenever I'm streaming it. The general rule is jump on in, we do 2 heists together, and then you jump out and let someone else in, and usually we got enough people to get that going for the entire stream. And it's fun. Today we're doing one of the classic counterfeit heists. This one just came out on Payday 2, but it was one of the original heists from Payday the Heist. I'm picking to do counterfeit first because I haven't played the Payday 2 version of it yet. I've just watched it. But Counterfeit was probably my favorite heist in Payday the Heist. That or Heat Street, but Heat Street was unfair. That was a difficult one. The sound is popping a bit for me, says Thomas Gangsta the Fifth. Chat, is the audio popping for you too? Anyone? I'm asking the chat if the audio is popping for them.
Oh,
no,
I'm not hearing anything particularly. Shadowbolt says no.
They're saying no.
A lot of people are saying no.
All right, I guess the audio is fine. It might have just glitched out for one person or something. All right, one person said yee. I don't know if that's... Most people are saying no, so I get the feeling it's not popping. It's fine? Okay. Okay. I need to stop worrying about this. Yeah, I explained the rules. And last thing for an announcement for anyone who didn't watch yesterday's vlog thing on TAD, which is a phone application or tablet application, mobile stuff, that you can get, link in the description, where you can watch advertisements for me and I get paid more than 50 times what I would on YouTube.
Yeah, congratulations,
which is amazing.
by the way.
And it costs you nothing to use, people using it. That went over really well. I did my first full week of it, and I made more money in a week than I've ever made in my entire life. And it has, if it keeps up, it will have doubled my income, and I may, if it keeps going up, I may be able to get a 2-bedroom apartment and actually be back to streaming and recording every day.
That'd be great.
And I'm 11 months into the hell of living here, which means that, yay, it might be over soon.
I know. I'm so happy
I might be able to buy a new shirt that doesn't have a giant hole right here. I swear, like, almost every shirt I own has a hole right here. I don't know why. I always get a hole, like, right under the left armpit. I don't get it. It's always that spot.
It's a common place to get holes in shirts.
It's all of my shirts, except for my Hitbox shirt, actually, because my Hitbox shirt is, like, a really nice premium quality shirt, which is the same material I use, by the way, in my Spreadshirt store. Link in the description if you want to buy my shirts. Alright, let's play this video game already. I'm just gonna wait for Axel to finish up with whatever his skills are there. Metalizing the chat says he's using TAD right now. Thank you. I've had a lot of people say that they like having TAD on mute and they just click advertisements while they watch me, which is incredibly nice, because every single one advertisement you watch on TAD, which takes you like 10 seconds, is worth 10 to 90 views of my videos on YouTube. I've had people who said, like, I got 5,000 TADs earned for you while watching Raw tonight. And I respond with, that's literally more money than watching every video I've ever put on YouTube more than once. Like, the difference in pay is enormous.
That's so great.
I keep noticing that Axel, his guy keeps jittering around, which makes me think he might be changing equipment. So I don't want to just hit start heist. Well, he's in skills, it says, so if he's redoing his build, I really don't want to cut him off and go into the heist, because he might have just respect or something, so I'm going to give him a minute. Tipping cup. I'm drinking tea. Hey, Denoria. I feel like my... Oh, he's done now. Let's go. I feel like my voice is getting a little bit, maybe slightly scratchy today. My mom is getting sick, and she was saying that she was getting a sore throat the other day.
Oh no!
So I hope I don't get what she's getting, because I want to stream Thursday, but I might end up being sick by then. So
Yikes.
I don't want to make any promises, guys, on if I'll be live Thursday. I sent out a message to the Noli to see if he's free today, but I think he's busy in college right now. I'm not sure. What's Tad? Tad is the thing I keep making the vlogs on, where you can watch advertisements on your phone, and I get paid like 50 times what I would on YouTube. And, let me just have it and check a thing real quick. Oh, apparently Hitbox tweeted me out. Thanks, Hitbox. Hey, they tweeted me and I'm not even eating a bagel right now. Let me check. Are any of the staff in the chat? No? Aww. I like ripping on the staff. It's fun. And of course, a bunch of people message me on Steam. I can't respond, guys, when you message me on Steam during a stream. And it's not going to show up on stream, so I don't know why they bother. Alright, counterfeit. If it works the same way that it worked in the first game, then I already know how to do it. Oh, apparently Happy Women's Day, Mandy.
Yes, thank you.
I think I read about that. I didn't know that was a thing today.
It was quite an accomplishment being, you know...
A woman?
Yeah, being a woman.
You really earned that one, Mandy. Alright, if it works the same way as before, then I just need to walk over here and the door will open. Oh no, I actually need to crowbar it open now. Well, I guess it makes sense since this game has proper, like, full-on stealth mechanics. Yeah, so that kind of makes sense. Alright, where would a crowbar be? Garage? I know there's sometimes one in the back shed, probably one in the garage. Okay, there's one in the garage there, but the game is... Whoa! Someone got caught. Okay. I am noticing the game is being tiny bit weird. Oh no, it's fine now. Okay. Oh no, yeah, it fixed itself, I think. I don't know, if shit goes down and then, like, it starts getting weird again, I might switch over to the other way of streaming this, because, I don't know. I've never been able to stream this game very well. I always get weird little issues. So, who knows? Alright, I need to get used to, playing Payday 2 again. You know, the full range of movement of having to really whip my mouse around and everything. Oh god, hostages are so fucking slow. Alright, have they already set up the other one? I don't think they did set up the other one. Because it still shows the picture of the hand. So I'm just gonna go do that real quick. Actually, would I be able to just set this up and then leave? And close the bookcase again? Oh, it won't let me close the bookcase again. That would have been great. Okay, yeah, I am actually getting weird little bits of stutter, and it's fucking with me. Yeah, my mouse also has toggleable sensitivity, but I turned it off because it's really fucking obnoxious.
Absolutely.
I just set I have my sensitivity set to change per game, rather than something I do on the fly myself. So on my sensitivity for my mouse in-game in Payday 2 is set to 0. It's literally the lowest it goes.
Nice.
Which is worth getting used to. It's not hard to get used to either. You just lower it by 5 every 2 heists, and then by the time you get to 0, it just feels natural.
Yeah, Dylan and I have been lowering our mouse sensitivity, and there's a huge difference.
Yep. Especially at fighting long range, which is very important, because the more enemies you kill long range, the less reach short range.
Absolutely.
It is being a little bit weird. That's weird. This different version of OBS I'm using really is leaning heavily on the CPU right now. The other version of OBS doesn't do that, and it's weird because I keep getting told that this version of OBS is easier on the CPU, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Don't know if it's just this game or what, but I do need a new CPU at some point. Mine is, well, it's not new. It's really powerful for when it came out a couple years ago, but I need a whole new motherboard to be able to get, like, the next CPU, because my processor is the best one you can buy for my chipset, but the chipset's a little bit old now.
Nice.
So I need to get a new motherboard, which would mean I also might as well bump up to DDR4 RAM, which means I'd need completely new RAM. So I need another 32 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I didn't bring my sniper rifle. Just did that out of reflex.
My desktop is like 4 years old at this point, so it's time to upgrade. But I kind of don't want to buy one until I move to the UK because I just don't want a whole bunch of American plugs.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I need a new motherboard, which means I'd also need I'd need new RAM. And on top of needing new RAM, I would also need, what was the other thing I would have to replace? I'm trying to remember. Motherboard, RAM, and processor, that's right. I need to replace my motherboard, RAM, and processor, which is going to be dropping over $1,000, which I do not have that kind of money to drop right now.
Yet,
yeah. If you guys keep going with Tad at the rate you are, yes. In fact, if you guys keep going at Tad at the rate you are right now, then that's like $1,100 Canadian a month.
Yep.
Actually, no, that's 1,100 American? No, 1,100 Canadian, I think. Something like that. So, yeah, I would be able to afford that, although I'm gonna save the upgrading of the computer until after the day comes that I move. Because, as much as I'd love to have a better, like, a stronger computer, and I would be able to do crazier games on crazier settings with that, I wouldn't be able to show it off very often for you guys living here. So
right.
I think the higher priority is moving.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, like both from the keeping my sanity stance and from the trying to entertain you guys stance. I think you guys would care more that I'm streaming every day at the quality that I am than I'm streaming once a week in a better quality. I think you guys would care about quantity when it comes to that drastic of a change.
Yeah. Gypsy wants to know, what is minimum wage in Canada?
Minimum wage in Canada, it depends on your province. I live in Ontario, which I believe has the highest minimum wage of 11 Canadian dollars an hour. But our money is very devalued. Our money is worth 2/3 of what American money is worth right now. And because Canada doesn't produce a lot of its own manufactured goods, we have a lot of raw resources. We have a lot of lumber, we have a lot of maple, we have a lot of dairy products. Stuff like that. It's mostly food products, agriculture, stuff like that, forestry. And of course maple, which is our biggest export. Maple is like fucking worth more. Our maple is worth more than our oil.
Oh my gosh.
Like, Canada is the maple producing juggernaut of the world, and other countries pay top fucking dollar for our maple. It's crazy.
It's delicious. That's why.
I guess, like, maybe I'm spoiled because, like, maple's so easy to get here in Ontario, which is the second biggest province for maple production. But, like, maple for me is just kind of an okay thing I have, like, once a year because I'm just not that into it. But it's, like, not expensive at all to get 100% pure maple syrup and stuff. I had to be more careful. I haven't played since the previous time I streamed this, like, half a year ago. Maybe, actually, probably more like 4 months ago. That was the last time I did proper heisting. You know what? No, it was probably 3 months ago. That was the last time I did some proper heisting, because I'm so busy. But yeah, we make, our money is incredibly devalued right now. Our economy is quite bad at the moment. So $11 sounds like a lot. It's not. I live in Toronto. It's like the second most no, it's probably the most expensive city in all of Canada. I was gonna say Vancouver, but I think Vancouver is the most expensive relative to the income there, the average income. But for a low-income household like me, where I'm below the poverty line, I accidentally just shot a civilian. For people who live below the poverty line like me, Toronto's worse. So, yeah, Toronto's the most overpopulated place in all of Canada. It's the biggest city. And, yeah. So, it's because it's where everyone immigrates to, because it's like, Toronto's like the only place people outside of Canada really tend to know about, so they move here, and they don't know about the overpopulation issue and how, you know, price of housing, like, if you want a separated house, starting price is $1 million.
Yeah.
So, that's a lot of fucking money, considering you could go one city over, and starting price for a mortgage on a separated house that's, like, in a fucking drug den is $20,000. Or sorry,
right.
$200,000. $20,000 would be dirt cheap.
Oh my God.
$200,000. But even then, like, if you want to go to Mississauga, which is where I'm probably going to be moving, it's not terribly far away from Toronto, but its housing prices are going up because people who work in Toronto commute from Mississauga because it's too expensive to live in Toronto.
Yeah.
So they moved to Mississauga, and like Mississauga, you want to get like a 2-bedroom apartment, just like a really modest 2-bedroom apartment that's not in a drug den. You want to get one of those? But tough shit, because the monthly rent, not including electricity, not including hydro, not including anything, just the rent itself, $1,650 a month.
God,
Christ!
Jesus.
Dear God! And that is, like, not luxury at all. That's, like, you know, it's not, again, not a drug den. If you want one in a drug den, shave off a few hundred. But I'd rather not be in a drug den. Like, me and Fatima, we found a really nice, like, 3-bedroom apartment. A few rooms outside of that. Really nice. And we're like, why the hell is this, like, priced so low, this place? Like, this should be over $3,000 in rent.
Yeah.
And then we looked it up, and it turns out there were literally homicides in the hallways of the building.
Great.
Apparently, there's a big drug operation going on nearby, and like
Excellent.
someone was shot dead earlier the month in the fucking hallway. Like, the place looked beautiful for like a drug kingpin hideout.
Seriously.
Like, it's not even in Quebec. I don't know why the drug problem is so bad. Our fucking mafia is in Quebec, not Ontario. Well, they're in everywhere, but you know, they're not. It's not where their headquarters is. But actually, to be fair, our mafia kind of keeps the unorganized criminals in line for the most part.
Right.
Are we gonna print money? Yeah, let's print a little bit. Let's have some fun with this heist. So yeah, I've recently come to the realization after watching back all the footage of my Guild 2 stuff while I'm streaming it. Watching back the footage to edit it and everything, I've come to the realization that my Guild 2 playthrough is actually just a it's actually just a podcast disguised as me playing the Guild 2 Renaissance, because I hardly talk about the game in it, and I'm rocking it. Like my money's going great, and I'm going up in the corner, I'm rocking it. But like almost the entire time, we're just talking about bullshit, and people seem to be having fun with that. Like, it's just kind of a sit back and relax game. I'm like not even paying attention to the game right now.
We're just talking about school the whole time.
Yeah, stuff like that. All right, I'm getting beat up by a cloaker here. Axel's got me. Thank you. Oh, there were 2 cloakers on me? I didn't even notice.
Jesus.
I thought it was just the one. Payday the one. I'm gonna play like an asshole. Aw, that was a bad time to reload. All right, let's get you. I really should be trying harder. Like, I'm kind of goofing off a little bit. I'm just having some fun because I don't get to play this very much anymore.
Absolutely. You have your fun.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to have fun, Mandy. Haven't you seen the last 11 months of my life?
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you remember that jovial conversation we had on Skype when we were doing the live effects on my audio interface and like trying to make it sound as good as possible?
Yes.
And like the whole time it's like 2 in the morning, we're having a jovial conversation. Meanwhile, I know literally the date that I'm going to be evacuating my house.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that's been my life for multiple years.
God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just a fucking train wreck that I have the exact date of when everything goes wrong, and I'm just like, well, my life's a train wreck, and I have no idea when anything's getting better, but I know every single collision along the way and the exact hour it's gonna happen. Might as well make the best of it.
Yeah.
But hey, Tad kind of came the fuck out of nowhere. I'm surprised I even got an email about it. Like, with how few people are on TAD, like, it seems like they're just not reaching out to anyone, and it's weird that they'd reach out to me. I think they reach out to me entirely because that article written on Bustle, that's like this really shitty article, actually, just like copying down everything I said in a video and then linking my video, but she like misquoted 1,000 things I said because she didn't understand how it actually worked. But a lot of people find that video through Bustle. Like, I think over half the views are from Bustle. So it's weird because, like, I think that the guy who owns TAD found me through that because he's mostly aiming for, like, bloggers and vloggers and beauty makeup tutorial people. And then he finds fucking me, who's, like, this weird gaming channel guy. So... Oh, right there. So, I think he just found me through, like, weird fluke. Hold on. I'm gonna go get Thomas, because... I guess they're having a hard time over there. Oh, yeah, it is kind of rough over here. Okay. They're just a lot of dudes. So I think he just found me out of sheer, like, happenstance. And the funny thing is, like, literally, I've never found TAD online by any other way. Like, I've never seen anyone else talk about it that I haven't talked about it with first. Nothing. So, like... If it wasn't for the CEO of TAD emailing me and being like, hey, I'm making this thing, can you test run it for me? If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know TAD existed at all, like, to this day.
Like, that's great.
Yeah, and, like, if not for that income, like, I could be here for years. Like, my income has gone down since I moved here. You'd think, like, more people would donate on Patreon because, like, they know I'm in, like, serious financial trouble. And I'm, like, literally rationing my food and shit. No, my Patreon donations went down because I'm not making as much content, so people don't care as much. So that's just how the internet works, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna disparage people for that. It's their money and their decision.
Right.
It just sucks for me.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I almost died last week.
Yeah, you did almost die last week. It does make me feel better. Happy thoughts, you know? Stay positive.
Absolutely.
How about you tell the whole chat about how you almost died last week?
I wound up developing an abscess the size of my fist inside of my body, and the infection that caused it was lethal, so they had to, like, surgically remove it, and I was in the hospital for, like, a solid week. It was awful.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah!
Good old conversations with fucking morphined up Mandy.
Oh my god.
The old MM, morphine Mandy.
I know.
Now, you see, I don't know what that's like, because part of my Ehlers-Danlos is that opiates don't work on me. So, like, when I was given, like, when I went under, when I went under as a kid to diagnose what was wrong with me, and they found my cerebral palsy, because they had to do some kind of thing on my head. They had to knock me out for, and it took them literally hours to knock me out.
Holy
because
shit.
and I could feel them needling my hands because my veins were really small, so they couldn't get a needle in my hands to put whatever they needed in me. And the morphine pack to make my hand numb wore off after like 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Because they asked me, like, is your hand numb now? And I don't know what that fucking means. I was like 8. So I was just like, yes. So I could feel it the whole time, and that sucked because I'm afraid of needles.
Oh my
and
god.
That's probably why I'm still afraid of needles, was that. And then I woke up like 4 times during the procedure. I just remember being in a daze. Like, so I don't know what they were doing. So that was pretty terrifying as a kid. Because they didn't know at the time, like, we didn't get diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos till I was out of high school.
Jesus.
So, like, Canada didn't recognize Ehlers-Danlos as a thing. Like, our National Health Care Board didn't know that was a thing yet. Because it's such a recent development. And it's so rare. So, like, they didn't know I was immune to opiates, so morphine doesn't work properly on me. So, like, it doesn't work on my mom either. When she had her major surgery and everything, like, they kept putting her on morphine because the hospital was garbage and they wouldn't read her doctor's chart.
Oh
so she could feel when she woke up that they had to cut through her entire abdomen to remove her uterus because it had some kind of disease. So she could feel the whole thing, because they wouldn't read her fucking chart and see that you can't use opiates on her.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I went off a tangent, but opiates don't work on me, so I don't know what it feels like to be morphined up. Because the only times they've ever given me morphine, it didn't work.
It's really nice. Morphine is really nice.
Like, my mom has painkillers just as her daily dose of things she has to take because, you know, she's older. Her Ehlers-Danlos has progressed more. You know, she's in her 40s. Mm-hmm. So she's having it fucking rough because, like, just to be able to affect her daily dose of painkillers is, like, really high-powered codeine. Like, and for people who don't know, codeine's like a hardcore opiate painkiller that you don't prescribe either than in very small doses to extreme cases because it's highly addictive. She can't become addicted to it. It hardly affects her. So she has to, like, cut codeine with, like, other painkillers.
Oh my god.
It's just a weird side effect of Ehlers-Danlos is opiates don't work on you properly.
Oh god, I can't even imagine.
I guess fucking like opium doesn't work. Is heroin Is heroin also opiates? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think heroin might not work on me. Not that I'm going to test that because I'm not fucking suicidal enough to decide. Let's test that for the hell of it.
I'm sure your neighbors could give you a discount.
Oh yeah. Well, I do have the neighbors who constantly smoke weed, and then the smell seeps into my unit and makes me want to vomit because I can't handle the smell of it. It gives me migraines. But it seems like they finally stopped after threat of the police.
Wow.
Because, like, I don't give a shit if they want to do weed in the privacy of their own home, but what I care is that this apartment has a shared air filtration, which means that I can smell it, it seeps into our air vents, and there is no escape. Which means I have to be that asshole who stops them from doing their thing in their house, because it goes into my house too and gives me migraines.
Right.
So I kind of have to. Like, I feel bad for them. Like, I don't want to control their lives, but I kind of have to. Alright, I think we can probably leave now. I feel like we've done this heist for long enough. It's been a good 20-minute heist. Let me just have some water. Life-giving water, nectar of the gods. All right, let's make our way to the exit. Where's our escape right now? Does anyone know where the thing spawned? Or is it one of those cases of you can only escape when it lets you escape? Oh, that was a bad time to be tased. I was dodging it just fine until that happened. Might have a hard time getting me back up. I was being reckless again. Thank you. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Jones, by the way. Fuck you, Jones. Someone was trying to talk to me in the chat, and then I had to look at the game again. Can you pass on? I think it started with, like, something about HMDB, something about a crew.
Daniel Woodhall says, "Hi MDB, I managed to find a great crew and finally got my Death Wish mask and some pretty cool Death Wish only achievements."
Nice, congratulations.
Yep.
The Death Wish mask is a pretty nice one. It's one of those ones that looks good with a lot of different patterns.
Oh,
right,
awesome.
Where am I looking? They are... Okay, yeah, they're... Okay, now the escape. There it is. Okay, let's go to the escape. It's actually not too bad of a spot, because that wall blocks the turret. Could be worse. Oh god, I hate when the transparent overlay thing of the "hey, you can drop loot over there" thing gets in the way of enemies. Oh, you have to crouch there, okay. Alright, I've got a crowbar so I can help us through here. Literally, every German I met before sounds more like Arnold Schwarzenegger. What? I saw this Jonesy say that, and he lives in Austria. So I guess he does have some authority over, what Germans sound like.
I mean, like, it's really stupid how the way I talk. It's awful. I'm a German who grew up with a German family in America, and I surround myself with British people. So it's just like,
yeah,
nope.
Well, your accent is pretty general North American to me, but then it does start to slip into kind of a weird pseudo-posh English accent with some words.
I don't. I don't. It's ruined forever.
That's probably because you talk to Dylan so much.
Yeah, I talked to Dylan and a whole bunch of other people too, and pretty much every YouTuber I watch is British, and every show that I watch is British. So,
well, that's the thing with. Oh, I actually got a nice mod there. Total Plane Strider bow. I never use that. Oh, congratulations, Jericho, on the drill. I